5. She stands like a house. I climb up her thick branches, nap in raw umber. Dusk streams through the leaves. Cadmium and goldenrod stain the canvas sky. Thin soles slip, climbing. Nylons tear on the rough bark. She is my tower. Bike wheels spin aloft. We duck for shelter in leaves, stifling giggles. We rush to our tree, but our excitement falls short, our tower torn down. I'm Mirjam Frosth, and I'm the literary editor for Panku magazine. I was born in Örebro in Sweden. As the literary editor for Panku, I get to visit classrooms, I get to meet with professors, I get to read all the wonderful work that the students send in, and I get to help in the selection process for the literature in the magazine. I had a poetry professor, Professor Stolman, and she came into class one day with a stack of Panku. It was the Space Dog edition. And she held it up and she was like, I love this so much. Everybody needs to submit their work to this magazine. They're wonderful. And then I finally got the guts to do it like a year later. So I think that, yeah, literally a year later, I think. When I write, I generally write something as it's happening or like right after it's happened. I will write just like the smallest thing. Like I like haikus a lot because they're very short, but they give you a little bit of structure. You can write just one, you can like stack them together. It doesn't always have to be a haiku, though I'll write in other forms, of course, but generally very short, very in the moment kind of writing about moments. I feel like a lot of the inspiration that I get for the way that I write comes from Frank O'Hara. He was a writer in the 1960s, and he wrote that kind of very much in the moment poetry. He would scribble stuff on napkins on his lunch break and like stuff it into his desk, and he wrote something called Personism, a manifesto, which talks about how poetry doesn't have to be this overly academic thing. It doesn't have to teach you something. He likes writing that is about people and about moments and has real, like, person-to-person meaning. Yeah, Frank O'Hara was a poet in the 1960s. He worked for MoMA, which is a museum of modern art in New York City. He was kind of a big-ish figure in New York City in the 1960s. And he was really well known for his opinions on like overly academic writing, and he kind of tore a few bigger poets to shreds publicly. Not literally, but yeah. My creative process when I write, it's very in the moment. I write it and then I leave it. If I try to change something or if I try to go back to it, I'll just end up destroying it because that moment is lost. I'm not there anymore. And then I ended up injecting other things into it. So I will usually, like, if I want to write something, I'll like jot it down in the notes on my phone really fast, or I'll write it down on a piece of paper, and then I'll probably forget about it for several months and then find it again. I don't believe in sequels. I would invent the scanner they have in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where you put your head in it and it tells what you're craving and it makes it for you. I would make that. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to get up and make my own food. If I had a superpower, I would want like mind control powers. And I would probably use it mostly for evil and selfish reasons. I can't disclose that.